All right.
Where did the cowboy stuff come from?
Because he's from Wyoming. He's a cowboy.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's out on the Palouse.
I thought he actually said it.
Well, it's just how he plays. No, I mean, not all things you say have to. I mean, just ask Jim Harbaugh. Let's get into it. Let's be done with it. We'll shovel the dirt on this and we can move on. I do have a Go Blue Blitz for everybody.
I was interested when you told me about this.
It's going to involve you and David. And Kenny is our SEC honk if he'd like to participate. It won't involve me. I'm going to go around the room, and I'm going to ask you what I think are critical questions in now what is going to be a post-Harbaugh era. So someone needs to do a wellness check on Wojo and the Wolverine media, who, once again, get nothing right. Just continue reporting on the world as you want it to be, not how it actually is, everybody.
You mean he's not in Ann Arbor right now?
No, he wasn't in Ipsy. Sorry. So Harbaugh's gone. So what now? Now, I'm not going to do the show about your feelings. We kind of talked about that the other day. I actually walked away, Rico, with a couple of takes on this. And the one I keep coming back to is anyone out there willing to actually look at this and ask the question, did he leave you worse than he found you? Now, before you get all crazy and you dial in the phones, the national title ain't got nothing to do with how he's left you. I mean...
So you mean from this point on?
This point on, I mean, A, got that pesky NCAA thing over your head. B, he destroyed your reputation. It's over. 3, the recruiting is nowhere near where it should be for a team with the absolute dominance on the field that they've had. I mean, shout out the 19th ranked recruiting class. Like, what? And the whole roster's leaving, and now he's gutting the staff. When he arrived, make no mistake about it, you can make fun of Brady Hoke and the play school headset and the whole bit. Jim Harbaugh inherited a team full of NFL talent. You don't believe me, go look.
Yeah, Brady could recruit.
NFL talent everywhere. There was no scandal. Michigan's reputation was still pristine. Look at how he left you. And by the way, and I know it's unpopular to talk about this because it's the actual truth, look, the problem I would have is he lied to everybody. Ward, I don't want it to be a yearly thing. Cutscene, it's a yearly thing. The Minnesota interview will be the last time. These are all quotes from him. We're innocent. Now, innocent people don't say that. He lied. Then you get these ridiculous cover your ass reports. Oh, Michigan decided to give him immunity, but it was too late. The immunity thing was a falsehood. You can't give someone immunity from what the NCAA rules on. You could simply say, well, we won't suspend you. One problem, you already did. Yeah. So I've said to you, I wouldn't freak out about Harbaugh leaving. But I'd like to know. And I mean, David, probably you're the one who has to answer this because Rico went to Sesame Street State and I went to DeVry. So, like, we're not qualified. We're just a couple of Dexter Manleys up here. So, David, like, do you understand when I say what I said? I don't think it's insane to be like, wow, he kind of left you with the building on fire.
Well, it's not insane because it's the truth. He's doing when it comes to the NCAA side of it, he's doing what Pete Carroll did. He knows the NCAA is coming after them or after him.
Right.
So he's leaving before it can happen.
Why would an innocent man want immunity?
Correct. But then when you look at the football side, he had a much better roster when he arrived here from the previous coach, Brady Hoke. We don't have that same roster. We don't, everyone left. Maybe no fault to him. Everyone just probably knew he was leaving. But it's not better. It's not better at all. Staff is leaving with him. It's not good.
Like, I like Sharon more.
Yes.
I have said to you, I think Sharon should be the move because, once again, Jim Harbaugh doing this dance essentially into February, you can't go on the coaching carousel right now.
No.
I think Sharon's in a very tough spot hiring a staff.
Well, he is because he's behind the 8 ball. But here's the other thing. Will the NCAA punishments translate over to Sharon Moore because you benefited from this? You were here as well. If you did a clean sweep, then you could possibly say, okay, you know what? You've handled this problem before we even got here. We'll move on. Here's your warning. Don't let this happen again.
Do you want tinfoil theory number one?
Let's go for it.
What if this decision is kind of I think I just broke my mic stand. What if this decision is already part of like a negotiated settlement with the NCAA? Like, not in official terms, but what if there was a back channel saying, listen, you can fight to keep your coach. I wouldn't fight too hard. He happens to go to the NFL. We'll take a little easier on you. We want him. We want him.
I've always thought that, and we had a class at that at Sesame Street U. Yeah,
they didn't teach that at Southern New Hampshire, where I'm from.
Oh man, you're in the commercials.
No, I just wonder. I mean, Harbaugh. I know for me as a radio host, I'm just glad he picked the direction because the shows with his off-season flirtations and lying, they're exhausting because nobody wins. I have always said that I wanted him to stay. It's good for radio. It's good for what we do. He leaves, he goes, he stays, he doesn't. I leave it to you guys. But I've always told you, I thought your great advantage wasn't him. It was your coordinators. Now, he's taking Minter with him from all reports. And he's taken Jay. I know he's after a couple other staffers that Michigan will absolutely try to fight to keep. But let's face it, if guys have designs on coaching on Sunday, there's nothing you can do to keep them on Saturday.
True.
So I just wonder, when you really look at it, is Sharon inheriting a roster that's better than what Harbaugh inherited? You know he's inheriting dual NCAA investigations. You know he's going to have to hire a whole staff in February.
See, I would say no, Mike, simply because in college football, it's all about your quarterback. I don't think their quarterback's on the team right now.
Well, that's another problem, is that the transfer portal has already swung around 17 different times.
Yeah, and you just missed out on the whole Alabama, Washington, Arizona, the late pickups that Ohio State feasted on. You didn't. You look at your quarterbacks. If you got a great quarterback or you got a good quarterback in college football, you can elevate yourself a little higher.
I'm interested because, again, I don't care about him leaving for the NFL. I don't have an opinion about it. Well, I lied. I do. I think it's hilarious. Like, I think the whole effing thing is hysterical from both sides. I can't believe an NFL team hired this guy. But again, you had to find the right huckleberry to hire you. How that guy walks in a room and you want to hand the keys to a $2 billion property. Well, he did great in the NFL. Yeah, like 12 years ago.
Yeah, but I think it helps bringing in, if he brings in Greg Roman with him.
Love Roman.
Now,
love Greg Roman.
You can say, guys, we won't find ways to lose games at the very end. We'll find ways to get the first down, to get the field goal, to get the touchdown, to win the games.
Love Greg Roman.
Got the young quarterback that you're paying a ton of money for.
But what is Michigan's future? Yeah. And here's my fear. I'm being open about it. I like Sharon, but I think you guys are going to do him dirty. I don't feel like he will get the support because the next guy never does. Go look in the history of college football. And when you take over for a big-time head coach, you're constantly going to get compared to him. And I think Sharon needs a little bit of time here. Time is not a sin. College football, unless you are firing on all cylinders, is largely a cyclical operation. There are very few programs that just do it every year. Now, Michigan has managed 3 great years while cheating their balls off. How do I know year 4, 5, 6, 7 are in the offing? Well, from a recruiting standpoint, they're not. They recruit well. They always do. But they don't have top 5 classes. They don't have 10, 12, 13 5-star guys on the roster.
No, and to go to the playoffs 3 straight years, to win a national title, you would think that they would be up there with Georgia. They would be up there with Ohio State,
why
with
I argue
Alabama.
His yearly flirtations hurt you with the best of the best. They did a great job retaining players. They did a great job fielding a team that cared about each other, loved each other. The cheating galvanized them. Mm-hmm. It was brilliant. But, like, now I go, all right, what is Sharon Moore's footprint going to be? And how long will they give him to do it? This is going to be a new Big Ten, a new schedule. The roster, you are losing 99% of your best guys. Like, that's not hyperbole. Jim Harbaugh touting that there are 19 guys that are going to play in the NFL. I think 17 of them are leaving. Yeah, all right, Rod Moore's staying and Mason Smith's staying. Great.
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham. My point is, and he's a beast. The only reason he's back is he's not eligible. That kid's awesome.
Right here, man. Will Johnson can't go.
So my point is, what is the next step? I just would love to know where you're at with it. Because what I don't think about it.
See,
I'm glad it's done.
See, I think the next step is how long does the honeymoon last? How long do you bask in we won the Natty and we're good? Does it end when you hit a losing streak? Because I'm with you. I don't think that Moore will get the backing, the unconditional backing that Harbaugh got. There's no way in the world he'll get 10 years to do something that Harbaugh did. He'll get a short amount of time where in about 2 to 3 years, if you don't do this, you're gone. And we're going to go and do what we did in the first place, go get a bigger name coach because we're Michigan.
David, talk to me.
Yeah, I think that
You've been very subdued early. I thought you wanted him gone.
I did want him gone.
You've been very subdued early.
Yeah, well, because I told you earlier in the week, yes, I wanted him gone, but it got real to me. And you do wonder if the next guy, Sharon Moore, is going to keep the train rolling. You do wonder that in the back of your head. I think he can.
Mike, David, watch him get into that Uber with the suitcase and drive away and start getting all sentimental.
Well, yesterday I heard that he was in Ann Arbor and he was back and forth. Ann Arbor, LA. Yes, I just want to make sure that the train keeps going. But it's worse off, and I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, but we won the Natty." You can't say that.
No, that's not.
I can because recruiting has been off.
No, but that's
after winning the Big Ten.
Those are unrelated topics.
Exactly.
I'm asking you where he's leaving you versus where he found you. And you go, well, why are you bringing something like that up? Because it's different, and no one else on this station has. It's what we like to do. You want to just do what was your favorite Jimmy memory? I'm not here for that.